Dis Marianah Lourens, Kuns en Vermaak. Yes, Marianah Lourens with art and entertainment here on your radio. It's our community and your radio. I am once again at the Little Theatre where I've done so many recordings for my amazing actors and actresses and dancers and singers and all-rounders. So many triple threats. But this time it is for Goldilocks, which is running right now. I am actually so excited that we are going to be chatting to someone, and I'm going to the lady first. Naturally. Because I have never interviewed her. We have not bumped into each other or know each other. We seem to have acted in many shows, but separately. But she can sing. This is Naomi Grobbelaar. What do your English friends call you, Naomi? Naomi?
Various versions.
I can imagine. It's like Marianah. Marianne, Miriam,
yeah.
Marian, Marijke, Marina, Marai. Anyway, Naomi is a prachtige naam. Name from the Bible, we know that. It's a beautiful name, and she is a soloist, but not just a soloist. She's got a resume as long as your arm. She's got her master's in arts integrated teaching, etc., etc. By etc., etc., I mean she's got more degrees than that master's. And at age 11, Radio Jongspan. Now, I don't want to ask what year it was, because I said to you that I had similar experiences in Auckland Park. You've had yours at Sea Point, yes. SABC. I've had mine at Auckland Park. Springbok Radio, was toe 'n hele ander gevoel.
Yes.
No? It was
totally
different, and it was bit parts, it was little voiceovers and things like that. I don't even think I'm on record anywhere. This was the late 50s and early 60s. There we've got a connection, but tell us, Mystic Sharon, you are in Goldilocks.
Absolutely.
3 beds.
Just on a technical point, you actually have two ladies here.
We'll go to
the
him
persona of Dame Gertie,
later.
but we'll take age before beauty in this
exactly.
Me first then.
And of course, the Mystic Sharon have to be humoured.
She's a very special...
Has to be humoured. Sorry, my English.
She's a very special character in the plot, in the sense that she plays the role of a soothsayer, a narrator. She connects the audience with what can be anticipated, what is going to happen. She actually knows the story before the plot unfolds. So she keeps on reassuring the audience, especially the boys and girls of the 70 and the 80-year-olds, that everything is going to be just fine. And at certain points, she used the audience as co-conspirators, I would say, to solve all the issues between the evil and the good within the plot of the
which we're not going to give away,
no.
Because everybody who's seen it is just raving about it, and those who still to see it are just having to make an effort to come. And there are many issues, and I'll go to you now next, Mark, because you're next in line. You are Mark Farrow, but in this show, you're Dame Gertie Dollop. Now, I just want to say here as well, we have acted together on stage.
Correct,
We've known each other a long time. What can I say? He's been synonymous with acting and stage work and even set building and everything you can think of to do with theatre. He's also, at the moment, the general manager, or what do you call yourself?
I'm the manager of the Athenaeum.
Of the Athenaeum. Here, and the Little Theatre is in the Athenaeum.
Yeah.
So tell us about Dame Gertie Dollop.
The role of the dame in pantomime is always played by a male. And it's not drag or anything like what you would normally... what they look for is a burly man dressed as a woman, but you know it's a man dressed as a woman. It's always a very comical role. It's also, she is relatively... not pivotal so much in the role, but does feature a lot in the actual show itself. everything about the dame is over the top. The way the dame speaks, the way the dame dresses, her actions, everything. And this is about the 4th time I've played a dame, and I absolutely love it.
Yes, it's obvious from having watched you play other dames that you love it. I love it too when you're the dame.
It's just great. It's just such great fun because you can become what you aren't. That is the lovely thing about acting, is when you are on that stage, you are not yourself, and you can let go and become something different, and it's very, very special. The one thing about this show, it's like a double-edged sword, is I'm so honored to be part of it, and it's just so fantastical and larger than life that I really want to watch it, but I can't. and the audience's reaction has been absolutely fantastic. I feel very, very sorry for the person who's going to do in the next show, because the bar has been set incredibly high. I would say, without a doubt, and I've been in a lot, this is without a doubt the best pantomime that's been put on, certainly in PE stage.
And of course, the director is Benny Gerber. It's his debut in directing a panto especially.
Yeah.
And so we are just so excited about, I mean, we have been right from the beginning, from when it was announced. Yes, you wanted to say something quickly?
No, I'm just saying it's his first debut for the panto, but also an incredibly experienced actor himself.
An award-winning actor.
Very much so. And understands comedy. And that is the most vital part of directing a show like this.
And a pantomime.
Yeah.
A pantomime. You have to understand how to direct the comical stuff.
It is different than just being funny.
Yeah. And now we come to you, James. James Fullbrook. Now, James, we've also acted together.
Yes, we have in Matilda.
And it was such fun.
Incredible, yes.
He was, of course, Bruce in Matilda. Oh, he shared the role.
Yes, I shared the role.
There were 2 Bruces. And I noticed that you came to watch your mom audition. And guess what happened? You ended up in Matilda. And it was by default or something.
Yes, just like that. And I was almost persuaded into acting. And ended up really enjoying it, just like quite a few of the things that I now do.
You were actually going to be one of the kids in the ensemble, and you ended up being the understudy of Bruce.
Also by chance.
Totally, and you did so well. But now here you are being Silly Billy in Goldilocks and the 3 Bears.
It's definitely the most challenging role I've ever had because, as the dames we just mentioned, incredibly comical and just incredibly funny overall. Like the way you deliver the lines and the way you almost egg on the audience to interact with you. It's like nothing I've ever really done before, and I'm really enjoying it.
You are enjoying it. And I think I've seen you enjoy your parts so far that you've done. And I think we're going to see more of you.
Yes, I don't plan on ever not doing a show. So when auditions come up, I'd always like to give it a try and see what I can do.
So you've actually been persuaded.
I was persuaded, but I don't need any more persuasion.
That's good because you actually also a sports maniac, can I say?
Yes, look, everything I do my best. And I think it's really important to enjoy what you do so you can have fun in your life.
Tell us which sports you're involved in.
In the summer, I play cricket and occasionally golf. Then in the winter, I play hockey.
How more active can you get? You can't play winter sport, summer sport, acting in between.
It's always nice to be busy.
And may I ask you, James, because you don't mind if I ask you how old you are?
I'm 13 years old.
He is 13 years old. So last year when we did Matilda, you were 12. Going back to you now, Naomi. You're not a newcomer. You've been in lots of shows, lots of operas. What is it that made you go for the performing arts? Because you don't wake up one morning when you're 2 or 3 years old and say, oh, I'm going to be an opera singer or this or that.
Yeah.
Because you've been so many things.
It's always a good question because then one immediately reflects back on your journey. I was younger than James when you already realize that you've got this God-given talent. You've got this beautiful skill of being sensitive towards any form of the arts. When I was about his age, I grew up in a small little fisher's town, Gansbaai, in the Western Cape. There was no theatre there, nothing, and we were exposed during those years, which is so sad it doesn't exist anymore, where K-PAP and PACT and these people would be state-funded and they would travel to the outskirts of little towns and little schools. But Fortescue was one of the pianists that played for us. Pietro Wessels was there. Cobus Rousseau. I sat in that
I saw Nelly, the tourist name in your...
Yes, I sat in that school hall that day and I knew this was going to be my destiny.
And was it singing first or was it acting first? When did they discover your voice?
My first performance was on a chair with a little bell at a Christmas concert. So from a very early age, I started to sing. It was just a natural talent that I had. But then we were being advised not to go for any professional tuition or training because it's not good for the voice, and to wait till you're 18 and then start.
So the voice can mature.
And then start training professionally, yes.
But in the meantime, you can sing.
As long as it's not being forced.
Trained, yeah.
So went through the whole routine of our Stepfords
and so on.
Concerts,
and singing
little
in the
productions.
Sunday school choir. Yes, because it's so
choirs.
amazing how many.
Church. My mom was an organist, so I sang in her choirs.
Now there you go, because so many young people now even who are singers say to me, oh, my grandma dragged me to the choir when I was still in Sunday school. I was still in Sunday school and I had to sing in the choir. The Sunday school choir seems to be such a big thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And our big city used to be Hermanus. That was our Cape Town in quotation marks.
Of course.
So my parents used to save up money, and whenever something like Sound of Music or My Fair Lady or any of these musicals, traditionals would play in the movie theatre there, it was our night out.
What about you, Mark?
Well, I wasn't academic, still not. Terrible at learning lines. I think Benny tore his hair out in the process. And I wasn't sporty. Pretty much I went to school in Carfernet. When I was in school, to be kind, it was not the cultural hub of South Africa. And basically, I just played the fool. And I was always the different kid. In fact, every kid's got that weird kid. I was that kid that made the weird kid look good. And I was always playing the fool, and I was always the one who would do the concerts and making everybody laugh. And that's what I always did. And I was dragged to this theatre because my sister was auditioning for a show, and that was in 1979. And I all of a sudden just started getting up on stage and singing and dancing, and then, well, you're in. And much to the dismay of my sister, who landed the role of an Indian, I landed the role of Michael in Peter Pan. Since then, I think I'm sitting at since I've finished school, about 54 shows. But the pantomime is absolutely wonderful, and I love it. And it's just such great entertainment for the family.
And for every age.
Absolutely.
From little kids to mom and dad, to grannies and grandpas, everybody.
And it's very, 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 cannot stress, because people always say, when does the show end? Which is a huge mistake. I'm not kidding here. Every pantomime we do, we get about 3,000 people coming to watch. That's a lot of people. And we literally have to put chairs in down the rows at the end, and regrettably, towards the end of the run, have to turn people away.
That's unfortunately
So
happens like
they
that
have to
for
book
a
very, very
standing room only eventually.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it ends in 5 days. So you've got 5 days to catch up. It's so easy. It's as easy as that Pick and Pay or web tickets. It's web tickets. If you're a granny, go to Pick and Pay and get your ticket for Goldilocks and the Three Bears, because you've got 5 days to go. Yeah.
And James also plays another sport now.
Yeah.
Which he taught himself in about 2 days.
Well, you better tell us, it's something to do
And
with these 3 balls. He brought 3 balls here, and they stopped, and they kind of unbalanced.
So
what do you do with
I'm
them?
sure you could have guessed it, and that is juggling. In this show, Silly Billy aspires to be a clown. And as I've been raised in the circus, I need to know how to juggle. Unfortunately, since I'm just a silly Billy, I end up dropping the juggling balls all the time.
And that's as much as you're going to say now, because we'll have to see how it ends.
Very much so.
We'll
But of course,
But he's very protective of his balls.
Now, and one last thing, because my techie told me about 10 minutes ago, we've got 5 minutes left. So just something, because they've got 5 days now left.
Yes, only 5 days. It's a phenomenal show. It's going to completely blow your minds if you come and watch it. So please get your tickets tickets while they last. Only 5 days left. And
Yes.
thank you very much.
With tickets, Pick and Pay. Naomi,
The
last
Tuesday
word.
and the Wednesday shows are 100 Rand, and then Thursday to Sunday is 120. The show is in the genre of vaudeville, early 20s in USA, or music hall equivalent in England. It really offers the wide spectrum of a lot of different items in compilation in the show. You've got various dance genres, from jazz to Broadway spectacle, fusion of modern dancing, gangster moves, and the costumes are absolutely
Exquisite.
They are exquisite. They are, I've dubbed it Panto Vegas because it's absolutely
Outstanding.
It's international.
It is an
And
absolute
did I see
spectacle.
some pictures that look like trapeze? I don't know how you
Well,
do.
we've got the
how you
aerial
guys are
arts.
doing it, but
Aerial
you're doing
arts,
it.
yes.
Aerial arts. I
Yes.
mean, it is phenomenal.
And
No.
choreography, Talet
Schroeder.
Dulofse,
Yes.
Benny Gerber. I've said we've got Dani Gerber for the rugby with his balls, and we've got Benny Gerber for the theatre with our, and you are not allowed to touch the balls. When anybody else touches the balls, we all scream, go madam, go. Balls!
And that's how we end today. Don't wait. If you snooze, you lose. It's only 5 days to go. It's web tickets or Pick and Pay. It's at the Little Theatre in the Athenaeum. It's at end of Bird Street in Central. You cannot get lost. If you come from Rink Street along Bird Street, you almost bump into it. So thank you so much, Naomi. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you so much, James.
Pleasure.
And
See you in the audience.
for the few more shows. Break 'em legs. And it's Marianah Lourens and Art and Entertainment saying goodbye. Ja, Marianah Lourens, wat nou groet. Kuns en Vermaak. Arrivari.